right, Louisville versus Florida State, the preview here, Chris. I'll start off here. I'll take the Louisville side of things for us. Look, Jack Plummer, Jeff Brom, I mean, they're coming off kind of a little bit of an upset there against Kentucky, right? It was at home. Kentucky's sort of a middle of a pack SEC school, not really even like, that year where they would finish like second in the SEC. I mean, Kentucky's kind of had, or SEC East, I should say, Kentucky's kind of been sort of a down year for them. But Mark Stoops pulled it off. He beat Louisville. I mean, and Louisville tried. I think really more so in that game, it wasn't that Louisville didn't come to play. I really just believe, hey, it was the one game. It was the one game we saw from Kentucky's quarterback. What was it? Yeah. Devin Leary. Yep. Devin Leary came to play that day, and he figured it out because normally they haven't been able to really throw the ball. I think Louisville more or less kind of was planning to stop the run game. They were maybe looking ahead a little bit to Florida State. You see that a little bit this time of the year. They got caught sleeping here. But Jack Plummer's had a great year. I think they're getting healthy probably at about the right time. Not so much maybe you could make the other argument for Florida State. So I think defensively, they're going to be a little bit more locked in coming into this game. I also think offensively, I mean, they still put up, 30 some odd points. They did enough to win that game on the offensive side of the ball, in my opinion. It's really going to come down to Florida State's offense versus Louisville's defense. Can they get a couple stops, and can they be able to move the ball down the field in the big game and make some things happen the way they did last week? Tell me about Florida State, Chris.
Yeah, tell you what, it's been my team all year long. I said before the season started, I got to throw this in here. Florida State's 12-0. I have them running the table up until the playoffs. So you guys are going to find out here in a second who I take and who Christian takes. But you know what? We know what happened to Jordan Travis, man. It sucks. It does. He was the leader of this team. He's been there for a while. He's a great player. Wasn't going to win the Heisman this year, but man, he's the heart and soul of the Florida State team. We know how good he is and what he's about. If anybody watched that game last week against Florida, I predicted it to be close. It was. Florida was up 12-0, I believe, at one point in that game. Florida State came back, won 24-15, did what they needed to do to advance to this game, and they already had it locked up. But it'd be pretty tough if they were coming to this game 11-1. I think people have some questions about the backup, and that would be Tate Rodemaker. He's going to have to get this offense in this game, though. Christian, going through the air a little bit more here, though. You got really good wide receivers in Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman. These guys can play. He only threw the ball, I think, for about 150 yards in that game. I know it was his first start. It was a big start on the road at the Swamp. I understand that. But against Louisville, you're going to have to put up some points. One thing about Jeff Brom's teams, he's been known at Purdue. He's known now at Louisville for putting up some points. So I also think they need to really, really rely on the run game with Trey Benson. He's been a good back this year for Florida State. I believe he had 3 touchdowns last week against Florida. They need to get him going, and I think they will get him going against Louisville. Louisville's got a few questions defensively, but I'll tell you this much, Christian. I'm going to give you my prediction now. I think this game is super close. I do. I have Florida State 24, Louisville 23. It comes down to the wire.
Hey, wow. 1 point difference there. I like it.
Yep.
Give me Louisville 31, Florida State 24.
Woo!